So my name is Rebecca Kramer, and I have a digital marketing agency, Loud Marketing. And the reason that I wanted to go live today is I wanted to talk about Google My Business. So for anyone that doesn't actually know what that is, it's the maps. When you do a search, you can have your profile or your listing show up in the maps of Google. So today, actually, I have this live going on a few different channels, also Instagram Live. So hello to everyone. Hello. Oh, hey, Kirby, what's going on? If you guys on Instagram, if you have any questions, or LinkedIn or Facebook, feel free to message me in the chat so that I can answer any questions. Hey, Vita Solutions, Ron Hodchev. Okay, so first of all, Google My Business. What is Google My Business? So Google My Business is, again, when you do a search on Google, the maps. So there's the map locations. You can have your profile. Now the crazy thing is, so I have a few things written down so that I can make sure that I highlight them, because this really is an important part of any business, especially a local business. So the great thing about Google My Business is that you can promote it, and you can not promote it, but you can basically work on it to help Google recognize what you actually do. So some things that I'm going to go over. So how to use Google My Business. Google My Business for SEO, search engine optimization. Like, I don't know if there's anyone who has a website. Devil Sharma 736. Hey, how's it going? But Google My Business absolutely helps your local SEO, your search engine optimization. So what you do, I guess, what you would do to set up a Google My Business account is just go to business. Hey, MTM Investment Group. So go to Google My Business. You go to business.google.com, and I'm not going to share my screen today because it would be a little bit tricky, I think. So business.google.com, and then what happens is you have the ability to create a listing. So that listing definitely does not have to just be, ABC business. You could also, hey Mensa, thanks for joining. Let me know if you have any questions. So again, you can create a Google My Business profile for any business, even if you're Rebecca Kramer, marketing consultant, or John Smith, realtor, or it doesn't have to be under your higher level of business. So it doesn't have to be under the company that you work for example. If you want to show up when people are searching, all you got to do is create the listing. So even if you're in network marketing, for example, like if I'm looking for Scentsy, for example, maybe I'm going to Google it. Maybe, Scentsy, people who sell Scentsy, they mostly do most of their work on social media. But if they have a Google My Business profile, I could find their information that way. So even as a salesperson, that's your own business, right? So you can certainly create a listing that way. Hey, Alberto, what's going on? Okay, so for Google My Business, so you create a profile. How do you create a profile? Again, business.google.com, and you're going to want to complete every single section. So what I usually do is I just click every single section. And if you complete it to the max possible, then you're more likely to actually be shown. Some suggestions for what to include in that information. Well, if you want to do it the right way would be figuring out what keywords might be relevant to what people are searching for. So for that, I like to use a tool called Ubersuggest. It's by Neil Patel, and he's actually really great and very knowledgeable as well, but his tool is fabulous. So Ubersuggest, you can go on there. You can just throw on your competitor's URL on his Ubersuggest tool. So the tool's free. Throw on your competitor's website. Put on your website if you have one, if you want to check out what your keywords would be for whatever their suggestion is. But also, hey, Flavia, and I always have a hard time with this one. Unvi official. So anyways, what was I even saying? So you go on to Google My Business, create a profile, click through all the, oh yeah, I was talking about keyword research. So Ubersuggest, amazing tool. Throw on your competitors' website so that you can see what keywords they're focusing on. And then come up with your about section, your keywords, your everything that you're going to put on your Google My Business profile. With using those keywords, really try to make sure that you're using those keywords. Hey, Phil, what's going on? Because what that will do is that will actually putting the content on your profile. You're telling Google what your business is about. So you're telling Google, hey, this is what I do. And the more frequently you wind up having traffic and engagement and interaction on your profile, which I'll talk about, basically Google's going to start to recognize you as the most relevant or the authority in whatever specific things people are searching and actually interacting with your profile for. So the crazy thing is that your Google My Business profile is actually it's a social network. So you can actually post your social media posts on your Google My Business profile. So what that will do is it gives people the opportunity to engage in your posts, but more importantly, I mean, so you're reusing your content. So you're creating this content for Facebook or a different social profile anyways. So what's the effort for you to put it onto Google My Business as well? And that will benefit you in multiple ways. Hey, Justin, how's it going? So yeah, anybody have any questions? Any questions? No questions? Melissa. Okay, so again, Google My Business, and make sure that you're using the right keywords. Add photos. People like to engage. So your profile, your Google My Business profile, you can think of it just like you would your Facebook profiles. So except it's actually is connected to the map. So you have your profile, complete it to the max, make sure that you're using the right keywords, add photos, not stock photos. I hate stock photos, by the way. Is anybody still using stock photos? You can sneak them in. You can sneak them in, but it's the authentic ones that that get the most engagement. So you really want to make sure that you're making sure that you're posting original content. So photos, take photos all the time. Even if you don't use them, it's better to have them and don't use them. What else was I going to talk about? I wanted to make sure that, I think that's everything. So making sure that you have your profile complete and set up. It doesn't have to be, you can do it for, so one more thing to mention. So because Google My Business is in the maps, sometimes there's, people are conflicted because if I have a business that I run out of my home, do I actually want my address listed on the maps? So here's the thing about that. So to kind of avoid that whole concern, there are a few different options. So you can go to your local, I wouldn't say, so maybe not post office, but the local, your local, like FedEx, wherever you pick up FedEx from, usually there's like a mailboxes, etc., or something like that. And their addresses are now listed as like unit 104, but it's actually, it's box number 104. So that way you can still have a business address. Maybe it's like $12 a month, so you can have that business address in your Google My Business profile, and that can be your actual address. Or you can just, so you do have to have a postcard mailed by Google. So once you initiate your profile, you will have to have a card or sometimes a phone call, but usually a card if it's a new listing. And then and you can actually tell Google that you don't want it to show up, that you don't want your address to be listed, and you would just show up in the city's location, not specific to your address. Although I will say the alternative of going to mailboxes, etc., gives you the visibility very locally. So that would be my preference if I was gonna make a suggestion. If you don't want your home address, just go get a different address so that you can make sure that you appear locally. Oh, hey, Alan. Hey, Chris. Dr. Salehi. Okay, so I mean, I don't think I had anything else to mention. Obviously, Google Maps is not going to be going away. Google My Business is, a major part of that. And I know that it's important to show up locally. So if you got some value out of anything that I've been able to mention or discuss today, please make sure to let me know. Like, follow, hit the like button. And also join me on my Facebook group, which is Social Selling Growth Masters. And I'd love to share some more tips and tricks for how to grow your business socially. Okay, and hopefully I'll see you guys again here next week. Thanks so much.